Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. In today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Never done anything like this on my channel before, but it's so requested over on my Instagram because it is something that I talk about quite a lot, and it's actually like a manifestation, spiritual Q&A, all that good stuff. So I thought it would be better to do this type of video in the form of a Q&A so that I can actually answer what you want to know rather than me just rambling on for 45 minutes. I have all your questions here. Oh, hello. You can take your blanket. So yeah, and I just thought we'd come downstairs for this one, get into a nice comfortable space, kind of like we're having a chat, hanging out together. I've got both of my cats here and I've made myself a lovely cup of tea. You do the same, get a drink, get some snacks, and I'm going to go through all your questions. So I think we'll start off on the topic of zodiacs because there was quite a lot of questions about zodiacs, crystals, manifesting, books, and I think that's sort of like general, like all around what the questions are about. Start off with all the zodiac questions because I feel like that's sort of like the most generic. So the first question about zodiacs is, what are your big three zodiacs? So for anyone that doesn't know anything about this, your big three is your sun, your rising and your moon sign. So your sun sign is like your typical zodiac. So do you know when people are reading like their horoscope in a magazine, online, whatever, and they look for like, this is like the main one that people know is your sun sign. So your sun sign represents you, sort of like your center of your personality really. It's more your actual self. So my sun sign is Pisces. I was born March 15th, 1997. So next we've got rising sign. So your rising sign is it's sort of how you come across to other people, sort of like your social personality. So sort of like your sun sign is your actual inner self, whereas your rising sign is sort of like what you come across as. And then lastly we have moon sign, which sort of represents a lot of like emotions and sort of like deep things that you don't really notice about yourself. So my sun sign is Pisces, my moon sign is Gemini, and my rising sign is Virgo. So this is actually quite funny because sometimes people say, oh, you're so much like a Virgo, which I do actually feel like I do come across a lot as a Virgo. I'm very organised, I like things in their place. And I feel like I've got a lot of Virgo traits, and I definitely do feel like that comes from my rising sign. So the way you work it out, the best thing to do is go online and you can go on a birth chart calculator, and basically you need to know where you were born, what day obviously you were born, and what time you were born. You put it all in and it will give you all the information along with your planets and everything else, but that's a little bit deeper. So those are my big three. And then the next question is, would you say you are like a Pisces? So yeah, 100%. And I feel like people who know me in like real life and who like spend time with me on a day-to-day basis definitely know that I'm a Pisces. I'm a worrier, I'm a crier, I'm very over emotional, I'm very empathetic. I do tend to take on other people's emotions quite a lot, and sort of in a way other people's troubles. Like, I don't know whether I just attract that or not, but I am a really true Pisces, like proper crybaby, but I'm also very creative. I'm a daydreamer, I'm a thinker, like I'm always in my own head. I am fully a Pisces. Next question is favourite zodiac. I don't think I have other than Pisces, so I feel like that was my favourite. But I feel like I get along really well with Virgos and I get along really well with Capricorns. Do you know what? I tend to get on... It's weird because I actually have a lot of Virgos in my life and a lot of Capricorns in my life. But then like my dad's a Taurus, my mum's a Cancer, my brother is also a Pisces, but I don't think he's like a Pisces at all. I think he's so much like Aquarius, but he does have a lot of Aquarius in his chart. And my sister's an Aries and we get on like a house on fire. So it's really strange. Like I have a lot of favourites, but I tend to attract a lot of Virgo people and a lot of Capricorn people in my life. So maybe those two. So I think that's actually all the zodiac questions. I actually have a favourite book called, I think it's literally just called Astrology. I'm going to get it up on Amazon actually because this is the book. Astrology. Go on Amazon, it's £12.38 at the minute, hardcover. It's a really good book if you are wanting to get into astrology, zodiacs, like it's got all the basics in there, but it goes really, really deep into it, as well as like reading your chart and stuff like that. So that's a really, really good book if you are interested. So I'm going to talk about manifesting, and then I'm going to talk about crystals. So manifesting, someone's put, can you explain how you manifest? Like, do you write it down and then what do you say, etc.? So the way that I like to manifest, in fact, I'll show you. So I've been manifesting like unconsciously for a long time in my own way, but it's only like maybe like the past 2 years that I've been like actively manifesting. And last year I bought this. So it actually comes in a box from a company called the LOA, the Law of Attraction. And the box basically has this manifestation journal. You get a pen, you get some positive quotes, you get some cards, you get a check. I can't remember what else you get in it, but you just get like loads of like manifesting stuff. This book has turned into like my sacred manifesting journal. So basically it has a full like description of what to do in the front, but basically the way that I do it, there's lots of different methods that you can manifest. There's like the 369 method, all of these you can like Google, but my favorite way of doing it is getting myself into a headspace of manifesting. So my favorite music to put on, this sounds so weird, you're gonna think I'm nuts. My favorite music to put on is called 432 Hertz. It's like a sound. In fact, I don't even know if I can play it because I don't even know if it's like copyright or anything. Probably best if I don't. But search, I'll put it on screen, 432 Hertz on like YouTube or Spotify. There's a really good playlist on Spotify, and then obviously there's YouTube. You can get like 8-hour-long ones, but obviously I don't really need that. I just put that on in the background, sit with like my crystals, with the candle on, and just get in the zone. And at this point, this is where I'll start to think like, what is it that I need at the minute? What is it that I want? Because it's all right manifest, like thinking, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. But what do you truly need in your life right now? What do you want? What are you working towards? Because you can't just ask for something if you're not going to work towards it, if that makes sense. So, there's so much in here that like, I read back through it now and it's actual goosebumps. So the first thing that I do on like one page, I'll write everything that I'm grateful for. Usually I manifest things on a new moon. So you're going to think I'm crazy, but this is what the people in my life get. I'm like, guys, it's new moon tonight. Make sure you're doing your manifestations. Everyone's like, shut up, Rebecca, you weirdo. But basically I like to do things on a new moon. So I'll write everything that I'm grateful for at the minute, everything that I love in my life right now, even if it's just small little things that day that I've just really like warmed my heart or anything, I'll just write it down. So that puts me in a positive headspace and a higher vibration. Then I'm going to go in, and usually I do it in the form of a letter. So you can do this as like bullet points, or you can do it in the 369 method, or you can write, this is what I want to achieve, this is how it will make me feel. I tend to write mine in a letter as if it's already happened. So basically, like at one point last year, we reserved our house like way in the beginning of last year, like January before COVID. So obviously when COVID hit, everything went up in the air with the house and everything. And then there was like one point where we might have not been able to have it and like stuff like that. It was all like up in the air. This is very early stages of like lockdown and stuff when none of the businesses knew what was going on. And I wrote a letter to the universe. I wrote a letter to the universe saying, I literally wrote the address of our property and literally wrote it saying, wow, can't believe that this is our house. This is amazing. Love living here. It's like the perfect like first house for us. I was writing stuff about like my online platform is becoming so successful that I don't have to do clients anymore, that sort of thing. I was literally writing down my dream situation, but realistic, you know. Everything came true, every single thing. And even to the point where like, oh, what did I write? I think I actually wrote on my phone in my notes, because it's before I had this book, I wrote my 2020 goals and I did every single thing on the list. It's weird. My iPad's got loads of sriracha mayo on it, but I wrote in my notes on the 4th of December 2019. For some reason I was just sat daydreaming, as I do, and I thought of the dates 21st or 22nd of August or September, right? Those dates just stuck out in my mind. So I thought, and this happens to me all the time, so I just write down the dates in my notes and just leave it and forget about it. So on the 22nd of September last year, we got an email saying you're moving into your house in 3 days. It was like, what? Like, and I thought, hang on, it's the 22nd of September. And I checked back through my notes and I'd actually wrote that. So I feel like these sort of like important dates just like come to me all the time. Basically, I wrote out all the goals that I wanted to achieve in like 2020 and every single one of them came true. It was a little bit scary. But that's the way I like to write it, so I'll write all the things that I'm grateful for, and then I write a letter as if that is my life now. So I'm like, I am doing this, like this is my current fitness physique, or like say if I've got like a specific fitness goal, I will literally write it as if I've done it. I will write like I am working with this brand even though I'm not, but it ends up coming true, you know. So yeah, I write things in my journal as they happen. Like I don't manifest every day unless I'm like filling out my PLOUISE diary. I should probably have it with me, it's in the kitchen. And that basically has like affirmations in it. I'll write down like 3 things that I'm working towards. So say if I've wrote something really specific in here, I'll write in my like daily diary, I'm working towards this, just so the focus is always there every day, if that makes sense. But when I do like my like monthly or like every fortnight manifestations, it's usually in here. After you've asked for it and after you've like asked the universe for it, you need to not only work towards it, but you need to believe that it's going to happen. Like you need to actually believe that it's going to happen. Like I knew for a fact we were going to buy this house, and this specific house. Like when everything was like COVID and whatever, I thought it's fine, like we're moving into that house. Like I just know, I knew that we were. It was like a feeling, I just knew it. And that applies to a lot of things. So once you've asked for it, don't keep asking for it, because you need to work towards it and you need to believe that it's going to come to you. It's important as well to not manifest like stupid things. Like it'd be daft for me to manifest a Range Rover when I don't even drive. Do you know what I mean? If I was manifesting a Range Rover, I would have to start doing driving lessons, get my tests done, get my theory done, all that sort of stuff. So it like you can't manifest things that you aren't working towards in the near future. If you want to manifest something like far away, fair enough. And also something that I always say in like my manifestations is this or something better. So a couple of times in my life, like things have happened and I've thought, oh my goodness, what is going on? Why is this happening? But then something better comes along that the other thing had to happen, like the negative thing had to happen to get me to this place, which is fab. So now whenever like negative things happen, I just think something better's coming. Like it's just a good thing, you know? So again, there's a question of how do you stay positive in times of difficulty? So I just sort of accept that something is the way it is, you know? It's like I always ask the universe for this or something better, because I always know that something better is going to come along. Something happened recently which has just thrown me over the boat, right? And it's just one of those things. It's not something that I can control. And I just turn around and say, do you know what? It is what it is. All that matters now is what I do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like if something negative is going on in your life, that like it's important to not dwell on what you can't control. This is something which has taken me years to get over, because I used to worry about loads of stuff, and I feel like I have got a lot better with worrying. Like I used to worry so much about stuff, little things that didn't even matter, and I still do worry, but I know now that I do not need to worry about things that I can't control, you know? Like if I physically cannot, all I can control is how I see the situation, how I act around the situation, what I do going forward, you know, that sort of thing. So and don't get me wrong, it's not easy to stay positive in like all situations. Obviously there is things that, you know, you're not going to be positive about whatever. But all you can do is control your own emotions and how you see situations, and you'll find that life becomes a lot lighter when you feel this way, when you act this way about like life situations and whatever. If you start to think, okay, let's try and see a positive in this situation. I always say everything in life is a lesson or a blessing. And like, I've worried about things that like do not even matter now, like 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, today I've probably been worried about something and now I can't even remember what it is. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so when did you start manifesting and what came true for you? Literally everything that I've ever asked for, even like little things. So I don't actually know when I started manifesting. I can't really pinpoint it, but I've probably unconsciously been doing it for a long time. I would say start off with something really small. So like, it's so weird because like if I lose something in the house, like I will search and search and it gets to the point where I go, oh my God, universe, please can I just have my weights, or please can you find my resistance band, or something like that. Like the other day, what did I lose? I think I lost my weights the other day and I could not find them anywhere. Like they were nowhere to be seen, couldn't remember where I'd put them. They weren't in the place where I normally put them. And I was searching and searching, and I came out of the room that I was in and I was looking in another room and I said, please universe, can I find my weights? Went back in the room that I was just in and they were there right in front of me, as if like I'd not seen them. And I thought, that's weird. And then like, I have a watch that I wear, not this one, a Gucci watch that I got for my 18th birthday, but it like matches my mum's. My mum got hers like years ago. So I decided for my 18th, I wanted the same one, but like the like newer version. So obviously that watch is really special to me. And when we moved house, I don't even know if mum knows this, I lost it, could not find it anywhere, and I cried and cried and cried because I thought I'd lost it or left it somewhere. I don't know, I thought it'd been lost in moving, and like we'd had people in doing the carpets and stuff. So I was just like, where the hell is my watch? Anyway, it was Christmas Eve and I said, please, 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 universe, I need my watch. Like, I honestly, like, please, like I was literally desperate for my watch. I was cooking tea about an hour later and Ali said, hold out your hands, look what I've just found. And it was my watch. And I thought, this cannot be real. Like, this cannot be real. But now it's part of like my everyday thing. Like, even if I've got like a problem or a situation, I'll think, oh, like, universe, can you just tell me what to do in this? Or if I'm like, got my 432 hertz music on, I've got candle on, got crystals around me. If there's like a question that I want to know the answer to, like if I'm in a situation like what is the right direction to go, and I go based off my own thoughts. So I will ask the question like, please universe, like what should I do in this situation? The next thought that comes to my mind is what I think the universe has planted in my head. Does that make sense? Like I see my mind as like a separate user are actually going to think I'm nuts, aren't you? But this is just the way it is. Like, I always ask the universe for things. Hello, come here, big boy. Ooh, you're nearly one, aren't you? Oh, thanks. But yeah, those are like small things that I do separate from like the big manifesting, like writing out my letters and stuff. And like, so I would say start small and like ask for a sign in a way. Like, ask to see a green car or something really specific like that. Say, universe, I need to see a green car, I need to see a blue car, or something like that, and I guarantee it will come to you, honestly. And then you can start moving on to like the bigger stuff and whatever. So I've got a lot of questions about crystals. So how do you use your crystals? Do you meditate with them or wear or leave them in places? So a bit of everything really. I used to have a really beautiful crystal necklace that my sister bought me actually. But the chain broke on it and I need to get a new chain. I also have crystals in every single room of the house. It is absolutely adamant that there's a crystal there. So the one we have in the lounge, I'll put a little boomerang on here. The one we have in the lounge is like this massive like clear quartz geode. It's absolutely beautiful. We have a huge selenite in our bedroom. I have like little ones like all around the house. I've got loads in my makeup room because obviously I've got them there, some next to my bed. they're just everywhere, to be honest. I just love having them around. Like our coaster's a crystal. So I love having them around the house, and I like having them there because they just sort of like clear the energy in the air, and I just really like them around the house. It's just my favourite thing. So that is my favourite way to like have them. And I definitely meditate with them as well when I have my 432 hertz on, and I just go off like what I'm most drawn to. Like the crystal that I'm most drawn to that day is what I need in my life. So I'll often like pick out my crystals that I'm going to use that day, and then I will sort of like recap on the properties if I don't already know them, just so I can know what I'm needing in my life right now, if that makes sense. How do you know if manifesting and crystals actually work? I just do. I feel like you have to believe in it. You have to have a really strong feeling about it, and you have to, it takes a lot of like mind and body things as well, stuff like yoga, and like really connecting with yourself on like an inner level. So like knowing your own self and like your own mind. There's like so many books that I've read that are absolutely amazing, and I think I'm gonna leave like a list of books that really help in the description box, because I feel like once you start reading a few books, then you sort of like get in that headspace, if that makes sense. But everything that I've ever manifested has come true, which is amazing. So I feel like that's enough thing for me. And even like little things like, I don't know, like I've got this one amethyst, it's like a little one, I've had it for years, and I always go to that one when I can't sleep. I put it in my hand, fall asleep straight away. Like it's weird. And then I have an amethyst like that I put on my head when I'm got hangover, and it just takes the headache away. Like when I was in Ibiza, Em and Megan were laughing their heads off that I had a crystal on my head. But tell you what, half an hour, no hangover whatsoever. How did you learn about crystals and manifesting? So I've always had crystals. I think I got my first crystal, actually my brother got me my first crystal when I was about 11. He got it on a school trip for me. So it was a little pink agate. I wish I still had it because it was absolutely beautiful. And then, do you know, whenever we would go on holiday, I would always buy like a crystal bracelet. Do you know the ones where it's like a crystal bracelet and it's got the meaning on it and everything, or crystal necklaces? Or I would literally buy anything to do with crystals. It was really weird, and like I've always collected them like over the years, and now I just have like such a big collection. Do you know what's really sad? I bought a crystal bracelet. It was actually, I think it was a howlite bracelet. It was absolutely beautiful, and I went on a night out in Manchester and I lost it. But when you lose a crystal, it means that you don't need it anymore. So I must have not needed the howlite anymore. And also it means that whoever finds it really needs it. So someone is out there wearing my crystal bracelet and they really need it more than me. So that's a good thing. And manifesting, I don't actually know where that came from really, to be honest. Maybe reading, I read a lot of books, so probably that. Do you think crystals really work? If so, why? I definitely think so. I think crystals are more of a tool than a solution. So I feel like they amplify your manifestations, and I feel like you can't just chuck a bracelet on and think, oh, like this is going to sort out my problems. So it's going to amplify what you're doing. So for example, if you're trying to get more financial freedom and you're wearing like a little bit of pyrite, or you're carrying like a little piece of pyrite around with you, or some green aventurine, like that is, and if you're working towards that financial freedom goal, that is going to amplify it, if that makes sense. If you're wanting to be more calm and have like a more relaxed approach to life, and you're wearing some amethyst, you need to take those steps also to try and be more calm. And you can almost, in a way, if you're using them as like jewelry or like carrying them on your person, you can almost use them as like a prompt. So if any point you feel like you're getting like agitated or you're not very calm, you're wearing that amethyst, if you see it on your bracelet or on your necklace, it's in your pocket, you can feel it or something, you think, it's all right, we're calm. And it's almost like a prompt in a way, but also the energy from it as well. It's really weird. How do you choose crystals? What do each of them mean? So I would say whenever I go and choose a crystal in person, I just go off what I'm most drawn to, and then I search what the crystal means later. So it's almost as if like the crystal chooses you based off what you need in your life at that moment. So I will literally go to a crystal shop. Also, one of my favorite crystal shops is in the Peak District, right? and the last 2 times I've been, it's been shut because of COVID, even though like everything's been reopened and whatever. But Ali's asked me if I want to go to Peak District this weekend, and I've said only if I can go to the crystal shop, because I really want a new crystal and I feel like I really want to get one this weekend. So I will literally walk into that shop, I'll just have a nosy about, have a little look, pick some up, put them in my hand. And if you get sort of like a feeling, a tingle, a temperature change, or you just feel like I like the feel of this one, or you just feel like attracted to a crystal, you just need to take that one home with you. Like, you need that crystal in your life. So that's how I choose crystals. If I'm doing it online, it's sort of the same thing. Like, I go off like what I've seen and what I feel like I need. Like, I need that. Then when the crystal comes home with me, I'll have a look at it. I'll put it in the sunlight, get it all nice and refreshed, charged up, new intentions, all that good stuff. And then I'll sort of research the properties of the crystal if I don't know it already. And that will give me an indication of what I need to work on in my life. So for example, if you picked up like a black tourmaline, you didn't know what it was, you just picked it up, bought it home, then if you research the properties, it's all about like drawing negative energy out of your life and avoiding negativity, avoiding negative people, all that good stuff. So that might be an indication to you to start noticing where that negativity is and working with that crystal to draw it out. Does that make sense? I sound like a crazy person, but it's all true. I actually give everybody in my life crystals. I'm like, you need to take this to work with you. You need to put this in your bag. Like, everybody's like, oh. And there's also a book called, I'm going on Amazon again, I think it's called The Crystal Guide. This one, Crystals, by Yulia van Doren. This one on Amazon. This is really good. It literally takes you through all the crystals, the chakras, everything. It gives you like a really good like indication of what each crystal does. It's a really nice book to have actually. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. I've really actually enjoyed sitting down and speaking with you about something a little bit different, which is actually a massive part of my life. Don't speak about it that often on socials because I feel like it is a bit witchy-woo, like people don't really understand it, and you know, it's just sort of like a thing. But yeah guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed sitting down with me, getting cozy, having a cup of tea, just talking all things spiritual and crystals and such. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section below and we'll have a little chat if you fancy. Obviously I'm not the be all and end all of spirituality and crystals, like I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I will do my best to help. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and leave me a little comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!